Once upon a time, there was a king. He had a vase in his bedroom, which was one of his favorite things. One day, while cleaning in king's bedroom, the vase fell down from hands of a servant and broke. The servant got scared because it was king's favorite vase. Servant gathered all the pieces and secretly threw them. When king came to bedroom, he found his favorite vase missing. He called the servant and asked about it. Servant was afraid. So, out of fear, servant lied. "Your Majesty, I have taken that vase to home to clean it properly." The king ordered him to bring that vase back to his room immediately. After getting order, seeing that he cannot hide truth anymore, the servant told king about everything and started apologizing with folded hands. The king got angry at servant for lying to him, so he sentenced him to death. Servant kept pleading for forgiveness, but king did not listen to him. Next day, the king made this topic a point of discussion in his court and asked his courtiers, "Has any of you ever lied?" All courtiers refused in one voice and said, "No, Your Majesty, we have never lied." But one of king's vice minister was keeping quiet. When king asked him about it, the vice minister said, "Your Majesty, everyone lies sometimes. I also have spoken. I think there is no harm in telling a lie that does not harm anyone." The king got angry after listening to this and expelled his minister out of the court. The minister left, but he was worried about servant's death sentence. So he started thinking of a way to save him. After some thoughts, he went to a goldsmith and asked him to make a paddy of rice out of gold. Next morning, after taking that gold paddy, the minister went to king's court. The king was angry seeing his minister in court even after being expelled from the court. But still, the minister somehow convinced him to listen to him. Then he showed gold paddy to the king and said, "Your Majesty, I wanted to tell you something very important. That's why I have come here today. Yesterday evening, while going home, I met a monk. He gave me this gold paddy of rice and told me to plant it in some fertile land. If we sow this, there will be gold crop in that field. I have found a fertile land, and I want all the courtiers and you to come to that field to plant this gold paddy. Then we can see whether the monk was right or not." The king agreed and ordered all his courtiers to reach the field. Next day, at fixed time, when everyone reached field, the king asked minister to plant that gold paddy in the field. But minister said, "Your Majesty, while giving these seeds, monk instructed me that field will yield gold only if it is planted by a person who had never told a lie. That's why I cannot plant this. Please order one of your courtiers to plant this gold paddy." The king asked any one of his courtiers to plant that gold paddy in the field who has never lied in his life, but no one came forward. The king understood that everyone had lied one or other time. When no one came forward, the minister gave that gold paddy of rice in hands of the king and said, "Your Majesty, no one is truthful here. That's why you should plant this gold paddy." But even king hesitated to take that gold paddy and plant it in the field and said, "No, I have also lied in my childhood. That's why I cannot plant this." After hearing this, the minister smiled and said, "Your Majesty, this is what I was trying to explain you, that we all have told a lie at some point in our lives. But a lie which does not harm anyone is not a crime. I got this gold paddy made by a goldsmith. My aim was just to make you understand that people in the world lie sometimes, but a lie that does not harm anyone is not a crime. The king understood minister's point. He gave him his place back in the court and pardoned the death sentence of the servant. If we see in our lives, we will find that lying is not always wrong, but it depends on the intention behind it. A lie is not a bad thing if it is meant to help someone, such as saving someone's life or motivating someone to improve themselves. If someone is bad and we call them bad, then it can hurt their feelings. But instead of calling them bad, if we can tell them that they are good and they can be better if they follow right path, then it can inspire them to change. This is not a lie, but a way of spotting and guiding them towards a better path. A lie becomes crime only when it is meant to harm or deceive someone with malicious intent. Therefore, we can say that the morality of our action depends on its underlying purpose. The intent behind our actions holds significant weight in determining whether an act is virtuous or otherwise. The story also teaches us the importance of forgiveness. We are all human, and humans make mistakes. When someone sincerely asks for forgiveness, we should forgive them as a human gesture. We should be compassionate towards others, knowing that mistakes are part of being human, and we all have made some mistakes at some point in our life. Therefore, we should always remember that a lie is not a crime if it serves a noble cause. And being truly great means not judging others, but showing kindness by forgiving them when they feel sorry.